What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Me and my friend Justin Komesar just decided to pop in Discord and look over the Japanese Champions League Tokyo lists, and I figured it would be cool to record it and so you guys can hear some of our thoughts, maybe see some of these Lost undercards for the first time. So yeah, the Giratina, 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. And does the deck have something to deal with the 4 damage on one of your Pokemon, or do you just not care?
Put. I think the question is, how often are you using Shadow Impact? Like, it's 130,
Mm-hmm.
and that's nice, but I think I would have. I would love to. I wish they recorded these matches.
No, they did. They did.
They
I'll send you
did?
the link
Okay,
to the
I'd love to
YouTube
see
channel.
it.
I'm subscribed to it. I'll
Yeah.
put that.
I can watch it
Yeah,
later.
I'll put that in the description of this video as well, if any of you need the link to that.
My question is just how often are you attacking with the whatchamacallit? Because the 4 damage counters, is it, let me read it. Is it on all your Pokemon, on one of your Pokemon? So you're not playing any healing.
I mean, I guess you can
Oh,
just...
wait. I think,
Shining Arceus only stops it when it's active.
oh, yeah, that's what, okay, yeah, because I looked at the Shining Arceus and then, yeah, that was my thought
Yeah.
process.
Okay, so let's
I
say
don't-
you discard a Tina, right? Then you use its ability to put it onto your bench. That's 2 damage spread.
Yeah.
Then you put down Shrine, that's a couple more. You put Spell Tag on your Tina and it gets knocked out, that's 4 damage more spread. He's not playing the Tapu Lele that moves damage around, but I guess that's okay because you're kind of picking where all this damage goes.
Yeah, again, I would have loved to see it in play.
Yeah, we'll have to watch the games.
But I think if in hindsight, maybe the list, maybe it could be included.
The Lele?
But I don't know. The damage change, the psychic
Because what it looks
change
like
Lele,
is, so you basically can attack with this Tina whenever you want, because it comes out of your discard pile, you Malamar energies to it, swing 130. So I think because of all this spread, maybe you're just setting up really easy knockouts with Tina, and maybe a couple, like...
He's also playing 1 Shrine and no Lucamine. So, and if I don't think I'm missing...
No, you're not missing anything. He's just playing 1 Shrine.
Yeah,
it's definitely an interesting list.
He's also playing the Lunala Prism, which I like.
Yeah,
that's
I actually ordered 2 because I didn't have any.
That's neat.
And he's also playing the Onyx. The one-shot Sword Art.
I mean, it's a good idea.
Yeah,
it's a really good idea. You just go Psychic Recharge, attach DCE.
Yeah, 120.
And,
see you later.
And it's 120. See you later. Let's look at Spell Tag. That's a great card coming up, and I love. It's really cool what it does.
Yeah, so put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. It has to be attached to Psychic, so that's, Lunala, Giratina. You can even attach it to your Malamar, maybe. Necrozma GX.
Malamar if you know. I think maybe he's playing 2 Giratina. So if you lead Giratina, what is the ability says? Okay, so you knock it out. You put a spell top. You lead the Giratina. So like maybe early game, you lead the Giratina.
Well, you set up, right?
Let it. Yeah. You set it up, but you lead the Giratina. Let it get knocked out with a spell tag on it. That's 4. Bring it back. That's
6 more. That's
let's call it 5, 6. 1 and 1. That's 6.
In the process, maybe you got your other Tina into the discard and onto the bench. That's 7, 8
bench,
spread.
And then you have possibly Arceus for next
or Coco
turn.
even.
So that's is he
2 Cocos.
Yes, he has to point 2 Coco. That's good. I think this is definitely what I'm looking forward to out of this set. It seems like it just opens a lot up a lot more. It's a thinking. This is definitely a thinking man's deck.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely a
Yeah,
thinking
you have
man's
so
deck.
many different attackers.
I noticed that he's not playing attack form Deoxys.
Is that the DCE for Psychic
No,
one?
it's our Mewtwo.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
format's
yeah.
Mewtwo. So we don't have that.
I think because your Tina is
So
just
what-
always better because it hits 130 for 3 energy instead of 110.
I just don't like the put 4.
I guess I don't know because like, okay, you have one Lele and one Necrozma GX. In an ideal world, Necrozma GX isn't going to be on the bench unless it's your big Black Ray GX turn, right? So you're probably putting it like, we'll throw 4 on a Shining Arceus, 4 on a Coco, like things that your opponent's probably going to one shot anyway.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the thought process. If that's going to be killed, and if someone needs to outspeed or wants to get their prize trade going initially, I think they're going to go. They're going to go after something that's already.
And then your
damaged, just so
Giratina
they
lives
can
again, and you have another 130 coming at them next turn.
Yep, and then you have just another way to keep going.
Also note that it's
looking at
resistant
this-
to fighting, and it's psychic.
Oh, yep, that's really cool. It's Dark Week, so I guess I'm looking at. So I'm back on the deck
Okay.
list. So number 6 looked like a Zoroark. Number 8.
Yeah, Zoroark number
Number 6
6, and number 8 is Buzzrock.
I'm looking at, so 3 is that interesting. We'll go over number 3 in a minute. Number 3 is really cool.
Yeah, I like number 3.
I'm just looking at the. So 6 was a Zoroark. 10, 11, 10 through 14 were also.
Hang on, we can look
Zoroark.
at, if you click statistics, it shows you how many were each deck, I believe. There were 12 Zoroark variants, and 5 of them were Zoroark. No, 7 of them were Zoroark, because they didn't include Zoroark Weavile. So yeah, that's 7. 5 of them were Malamar. 3 of those were Ultra. And then there were 3 Buzzwole variants. And then everything else is kind of spread out. So a lot of Zoroark. It was the most popular in the top cut.
Alright, going back to number 1, looking at the supporters, it's pretty standard across
Except
the board.
it has TV reporter, but it's just because you want to discard Tina sometimes, discard an energy sometimes.
Yeah, just want to be able to pitch, just pitch the Tina, pitch the energy. Because so I think TV reporter is just better over Sophocles.
Oh, always, because it's the same thing like we were talking about with Alolan Executor when you need to get the energy into the discard. Like, so you draw your cards first, then discard something.
This is going to be one of those decks when the set comes out. This list will be net decked.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it looks like it has a high skill ceiling.
It does, yeah.
100%, you're going to have a high skill ceiling because and the average player is not going to be able to pick it up and understand where the damage goes, because halfway through the game you're not one-shotting anything.
Right, yeah. You're setting up like pseudo one-shots for later on.
Yeah, if you're not, you're setting up hopefully a Black Ray. Yeah. Hopefully something else. But it's straightforward. I think there's nothing surprising looking at it.
Yeah, it all makes sense, I think, except for the one shrine. But maybe, like, this guy tested it so much and realized that you don't even need shrine to win, and it's just nice to have one sometimes.
I think the shrine is just, it also becomes a dead card.
When you have multiple, right?
I don't, yeah, was Caleb Gettimer's list, was he playing 3 or 4? Yeah. So I think that most people understand that for shrine in a mirror match, and especially a shrine heavy meta, one of your shrines is going to become a dead card.
Yeah.
Let's look at number 2, because the Blacephalon looks really
that's going to be a huge archetype. These 2 decks are both going to be everywhere when the new set comes out. And Blacephalon, I think, is different. Whereas this one, I think you can kind of build and know how to play it 3 games later.
Which one? The number two
Blacephalon,
list.
yeah.
So Blacephalon reads Fire 180. Um, for the first attack, it's
Confuse and burn.
It's just your opponent is confused and burned.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's no damage. And then 50, and it's for 2 fire. It's 50. You may put as many fire energy from your Pokemon in play into the lost zone as you'd like. This attack is 50 times for
50 damage for each card you discard or you lost
zone.
zone.
And the GX move is discard one of your prize cards. If it's an energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon in play.
Yeah.
That, correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems underwhelming.
It does until you read Naganadel.
All right,
Baby Nag.
Let me be corrected. Okay. All right. So the turning poison, the Baby Nag's attack.
No, it's the charge up. Once a turn, attach a basic energy from your discard to this Pokemon. So you set up 3 Naganadels. You have a Blacephalon active. You just basically Psychic Recharge to each of your Naganadels each turn, and then discard those energies off into the Lost Zone with Blacephalon GX. So you're just hitting like 200 or so consistently every turn. And then if they actually knock out a Blacephalon, you play Beast Rings, and you just Beast Ring a million fire energy onto the board.
That's neat. That's really neat.
And you play Sightseer to get the energy into the discard.
That's neat. It's playing 3 Cynthia, 2 Guzma, 1 Lily, 1 Kiawe, 1 Plumeria, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Beast Ring, 4 Beast Ring. I like the 4 Beast Ring.
That's consistent. The Plumeria must be for like a specific matchup or something. Like,
I would hope. What? I wonder what would be an issue.
Yeah, because it seems like you just one-shot everything. So
a Zoro?
Zoroark? I mean, no, I don't know. Cause yes, I do. I do know. It's for 4th place's list. It's the Alolan Executor with Sceptile.
Well, we're gonna get
to
this.
That's what it's for.
That's okay. Yeah.
So yeah, and Naganadel's not a bad attacker either. Against the baby decks, you just stream Naganadel.
And then Heat Factory Prism Star. It's a stadium. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a fire energy from their hand, to draw 3 cards. While this card is in play, whenever your opponent plays a supporter item from their hand, prevent.
That's how all the Prism stadiums work. So it can only be removed by stadiums. No, it's prevent all effects of that card done to this card. It's not prevent all effects. Yeah, so it can't be removed by like a Delinquent and Expanded or by a Field Blower in Standard. It can only be removed by a stadium.
And then the 16 energy and the
1 Beast energy. Also, note that Burst GX, when you discard discard a prize card, that does work for Beast energy as well. You do get to attach it. Because I watched one of the matches, and that was the judge ruling, at least in Japan, that it does get to be attached.
Okay. Let's hope we'll... moving on to number 3. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is the good deck. I like this one.
Hidehito Jizaki. He is playing Buzzwole, Lycanroc, the new Alolan Ninetales. So everyone knows what the old Pokemon.
Yeah, I have the Alolan Ninetales up right now on the screen.
Yeah. Looks like Alolan Ninetales. It's a fairy, 200 HP. Ability, Mysterious Lead. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may search your deck for 2 item cards, reveal them, and then put them in your hand, shuffle your deck. That's insane.
Yeah, so you'll see that like this one's actually playing it with Lycanroc, but I believe as we go farther down the line, there were some Buzzwole decks that completely replaced Lycanroc with Alolan Ninetales because you can just search for 2 of the new catcher kind of card, but that's not in this deck since they're playing Lycanroc.
Yeah, it's not in this. It's not in this list.
And here you just like kind
They're
of
also
search like B string, and go nuts.
yeah, yeah. You go nuts. They're playing. Looks like just a promo rock rough.
Uh, yeah. Oh, it's 70 HP. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no difference between this one
It's just
and
you have a
the
vanilla 20 instead of a flip for 50.
yeah.
And so they're playing. This is something I've been working on with my Buzzrock lists now. They're playing 3 Lele, which American Buzzrock lists have played 0 to 1 historically, and they're also playing 1 Lycia.
I've always found Lucia to be a very underrated card, especially in turns where you go, I haven't been able to find my Dancy, or that nest ball is better used for getting something,
Yeah.
getting a baby buzz, or
Mhm.
getting a something else out. What I did notice, which is really cool, is obviously they're playing the Beacon version.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And Buzzwole has never, no one's ever played that card. You just played. You didn't even. Did Buzzwole play Beacon or not? Sorry, not Beacon. And Nest Ball.
The only Buzzwoles that are playing Nest Balls are the ones that play my Cargo because they don't play Brooklet Hill.
I'm talking last season.
No, Buzzwole Garbotoxin did, but Buzzrock didn't.
Yeah, Buzzrock. You just
Brooklet.
played Ultra Ball, and you
I
played.
also
Brooklet.
note that you're getting your lone Volt picks with Brooklet Hill.
That is, yeah. So I think the best start is you start a lone Vulpix, get a Brooklet Hill, possibly have something else, and then you Brooklet Hill Beacon, and you're ready to rock.
Yeah, like that. That sounds ridiculous. And also, Buzzwole right now has a problem with Ray, and you're playing a fairy attacker that attacks for 2 energy now.
You're playing. If I go down to it's 9 fighting energy, 3 unit energy of the
fairy kind.
Fighting. Fighting fairy kind, and then 1 beast energy for the buzz. Yeah. The Alolan Ninetales for a fairy and a colorless, it's 70, and it's a 30 snipe, and then it's GX move is if it's an Ultra Beast, it's just out. So that I can see why this got 3rd.
Yeah, for sure.
It knocks out other Buzz, it knocks out Ultra, it knocks out
Blacephalon.
Not gonna know. Stack Attacker, Blacephalon. I'm scrolling all the way down. So Blacephalon got 2nd, and then we don't see it again until 25th and 28th.
Wow. I don't think we have the day 1 meta shares for this tournament, or at least not yet.
Yeah, so we're just going off the information.
Yeah, I do know Blacephalon got 2nd in Masters, and it got 1st in Juniors and Seniors.
It's a good
so it
card.
Ran the tournament really pretty much.
This is just a very straightforward 1 field blower, 3 choice band. It's playing 3 escape board. The retreat on Ninetales is 2, so that brings it down to 1.
I guess it's for a lone Vulpix. So you go Beacon turn 1, then escape board retreat, then evolve your lone Ninetales.
I think escape, as we saw in Philly, escape board like Rukan just absolutely just dominated with that card. The ability to just pretty much in that deck
have a float stone.
Have a float stone. His version, because I know Let Loose Marshadow has 1 retreat cost. I know Deoxys has 1 retreat cost. So that's just a busted card.
Yeah. All right, let's go down to the 4th place.
Okay, so you and I are both just personally invested in this
one. So I'm a big fan of Alolan Executor. Tropical Shake this is a card, even though it's old, many people might not know what it does. So 20 plus 20 more for each different basic energy in your discard pile. You can't add more than 100, so without additional damage modifiers, caps at 120. They are playing the one Loranis promo in here that makes your fire and grass do 20 more. And then the Shuckle, which makes Alone Executor a lot better because when you play it from your hand to your bench, search your deck for 3 basic energy, discard them, shuffle your deck.
It's just an energy. It's just a
battle comp.
energy battle.
Yeah, and then the attack for it
The
isn't
attack,
good here,
yeah.
but it's good in Ray.
The attack is good in Ray. I think it might see a 1, maybe 2 in Ray. It'll allow you to, if early games, if you can get it going, you can then what's the word I'm looking for? You can Stormy Winds without the fear of whiffing the energy.
I'm actually excited. I know there's like no Ray in this list, but I'm excited to see if Ray can be an all basic stack again because of Shuckle and Zorora. But
that's my question, is why Ray did not show up. Is
in
it
the Japanese?
Yes, I'm looking at, there's not a single Ray.
I looked at the
top
statistics,
30.
there's none.
Not a single Ray. Why do you think that is?
One, I think the Giratina Malamar deck is probably really good against it because it's all one prizers.
I can see that.
2, Blacephalon GX is basics in stage 1s and has a similar damage output, so that probably just beats it if they're playing Vico Ray.
Yeah, and you don't have to rely on finding the rare candy pieces in order to, because as someone who's played Ray, I haven't played it at a tournament, but I've played it enough in paper testing with you and other people,
right,
that when it's just like any other stage 2 deck. Once it gets going, good luck to your opponent.
Yeah,
but
if it doesn't get going, good
if
luck
you miss,
to you.
if you mill the rare candy, if you miss the Tempest, if you can't get grubbing down by turn 1 or turn 2, then you're a step behind the Zoroark deck.
Yeah,
because all Zoroark has to do is start trading, and that's really it.
Yep. Another reason, I'm just going down the list, and every single deck I see is a reason to not play Vico Ray. Buzzwole doesn't lose to it anymore because it has Fairy Alolan Ninetales GX. Right. This Executor deck outtrades it because it's playing 4 Shrine and 1 prize attackers.
It's also so real quick, let's run through, because apparently this the Sceptile, we'll get to the Sceptile GX, but the Trico, it's 60 HP and it's just find a
search for a grass Pokemon.
Search your deck for one. Search your grass, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle.
Rovile's busted.
Rovile. The ability is once during your turn, you may search your deck for 1 grass Pokemon, reveal it, put it in your hand. So you just attack, then the ability, and then even for 2 grass for 40. For 40, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Getting to the Sceptile. When I first looked at this card, I was not impressed.
We're looking at the Celestial Storm or the GX?
Looking at the GX. When I first looked at the GX, when I first glanced over it, I was not impressed. However, looking at it again, pretty cool.
Yeah, 60 discard a special energy, so good against Zoroark right off the bat. Its second attack one-shots Lycanroc.
One-shots Lycanroc.
And what I like about it is if you have this Sceptile GX and the other Sceptile, you swing 130 and you move a grass, so you're distributing another grass so more things can't be hit by Ultra Beasts.
Yeah, and you pretty much just you win the Shrine matchup. I noticed that if you go back, and we go down, 13, 14, and it looks like 23 possibly. Those look like Oh, pardon me. No, that is incorrect. I was gonna say those look like more. What's the word? Traditional shrine decks, but there are no traditional shrine decks that we've seen in the U.S. meta in this list as well.
Oh, there aren't any in here?
Not that I see.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. There are decks with shrine, but not Buzz Shrine.
Yeah. There's no Buzz Shrine in this
Yeah,
list.
Let me go to the statistics. Um, there's a Tapu Koko Haunch Crow Weavile.
So I looked at that list, and I talked to other players about
Yeah.
it, and everyone just laughs it off.
Okay. A couple. I think a couple made day two at Philly.
The Haunch Crow, there was no Haunch Crow.
I know. I know. What's his name? Alex Smetana made. He made top 32 with a Tapu Koko Fairy Lele spread shrine, but maybe Haunch Crow wasn't in it.
His name is Alex Matana. All right, he is 32nd.
Yeah, he made top 32 with it.
Yes.
Okay, back to Alolan Egg. So this is our shrine deck.
Yeah.
This is our new shrine deck, right? I would personally try to play bodybuilding dumbbells, but it looks like they did consistency and use choice band. Ditto Prism Star. This is our first list of Ditto Prism Star. Sorry about that cut that might be in the video there. We were in an unlocked voice channel in my Discord and a friend joined, so I just edited that out.
So this execute is playing for Shrine of Punishment.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I would probably go down to 3 if I build it myself, honestly. Like I like going down to 3 because like you can't play multiple of them out of your hand. If your opponent isn't replacing them because you're playing against a shrine deck, they're dead cards. Maybe that's where that's where you fit bodybuilding dumbbells in. I don't know. Sightseer also helps this deck a lot. And
we have there's cards right now. Like if you were to play this deck right now, you really can't play it without I don't know, the Sceptile and the Shuckle just make it a lot better because I've toyed what you and I have toyed around with the idea. I know that, but it's just you can't. There's not a consistent way to quickly get energy in the discard.
Yeah,
anymore.
so I don't think I actually talked about it on my channel at all. I was testing basically with the Magcargo Acrobike Aranguru Shrine engine, but playing 4/4 Alone Executor, and when it gets going, it's really good. But the new set really allows it to be played in a more optimal way because you have Sightseer, Netball's ridiculous. Search your deck for a basic grass Pokemon or a basic grass energy. So
are they playing? But they're not even playing.
No, they're playing 4.
Oh, sorry, pardon me. Yeah, sorry. I thought I just put my glasses back on. It's Nest.
Nestball. Yeah, 4 Netball's insane.
Netball's
really it goes to your hand, so you can use Shuckle. It doesn't go to the bench like Nestball.
Yeah. In another life, a sidebar, I would Lurantis GX. I think you and I think that's our favorite GX Pokemon ever printed.
Yeah, right? That was my favorite GX Pokemon from Sun and Moon Base.
I think it's one of my favorite GX Pokemon ever printed right now, and I've tried to build it 6 ways from Sunday. I've tried to build it with hammers. I tried to build it with like a 101 Solgaleo or something like that. It's just you can't. The energy to output ratio.
Yeah, everything's just underwhelming. It's like almost there.
It's almost there. Like you'd have to play Gardenia in order if you want to make it if you want to heal 50.
And then you never get to draw cards.
If you want to play, it's because I know Gardenia's heal.
It's heal 80.
It's 50.
80 from a Pokemon with grass energy. Yeah, Leafeon GX's ability is heal 50.
Okay.
Because
but
I've built the
it's just
deck too.
underwhelming. Yeah. It's underwhelming. Like I tried to build it with crushing hammers and enhanced hammers, but there's no good way to go get those. Even with Macargo, it's just not. Terrible sidebar, but
Yeah, no, I understand.
love.
So we get to use
I love
Loranis
Macargo.
promo in here at least.
Yeah, we get to use. I like that's such. I own like 3 or 4 of them because I just bought the blisters
Back in
because
the day.
it's a neat
Yeah.
card. It's so cool how an entire grass deck can beat out Blacephalon.
Yeah, just because of this one card, right? So
Because
in the stream
the
match, spoiler alert for anyone that's gonna watch it, Blacephalon does win. Got first place or got second place, right? It beat this in top 4 just because I believe in their top cut it's single elimination best of 1 matches, and
What?
yeah, they only played a best of 1 in the top 4 streamed match.
That's
It's
odd
yeah,
to
it's
me.
really weird, but
if
they
anyone knows why that is,
let us know.
I'd love
But yeah, in the stream match I watched, they just sniped the Sceptile. They sniped the Groviles. Like the Blacephalon player, either Guzma killed the Grovile or Takahiro whiffed the Sceptile every time. So
because the minute that thing's active, you can't do anything.
yeah, I only watched I watched a stream once, like last week, so this is from a shaky memory, but I believe one of the times he had to use Grovile's ability to get an Alone Executor instead of a Sceptile because he wouldn't have an attacker that turn. But I'll have to go back. I'm probably going to actually do VOD reviews for those because I'm interested in those matches.
He's playing 7 grass energy and then just 5
yeah,
others.
so that's,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're not attacking with anything but your grass energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Also, because of the Ditto Prism Star, which is super important, you can potentially have 5 executes in theory. So you can have 4 Alone Executors, Rescue Stretcher, another without getting back the 5th execute. So it just makes managing your stage 1 line a lot easier than previous to Ditto Prism Star, because like when we built this deck for Philly and Memphis format, an issue was, what if I prize 2 executes? My only attacker is my 4/4 line. So Ditto Prism Star helps a lot of decks, which we'll also see a couple more like this down the line that Ditto Prism Star helps.
The thought process was even without it, like I know you and I discussed very briefly about putting in the Alone Sceptile, but then sorry, not the Alone Sceptile, the Sceptile. But it doesn't do anything. It's gonna hit for 60.
Yeah, it wasn't good up until Blacephalon and Baby Nag coming out, because Buzzwole also saw such a decline.
Yeah, there's no. It's there obviously as the for the ability, but right now in our current format without the GX, there's not really a way to play.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the new Grovile comes out. It's not out yet. It's in
the new Grovile. That's really
because
good.
even if you're not playing against a Ultra Beast deck, you have a 2/2 line that tutors out one of your eggs.
Yeah, you just go get it. You can just put out a Grovile and go, all right, cool. Because you could just play it's not Morlul. It's
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It doesn't just say search for a grass Pokemon.
Yeah, for the life of me, it's a cool looking promo too. It's not Morlul.
Or is it search for a fairy Pokemon?
No, it's grass. It's Kingdom Sun Moon base. Oh my god.
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. Let's jump to.
I'm gonna skip
numbers.
We're gonna skip past 5 because 5 or did you want to look at 5?
No, let's skip to 7.
Okay, I'm just gonna mention real quick that 5 is basically Ultra Necrozma with 2 of the new Giratina as its 1 prize attackers, and that's really it. 6. Oh, actually 6 is super interesting. So 6 is Zoroark. So it's built with a 2/2 Lycanroc, a 1/1 Magcargo, and a 1/1 Weavile. But you have Ditto
The
Prism Star.
Weaviles, yeah. So I think the Ditto, like, because I thought about
Hmm.
it, but the Ditto Prism Star just puts it over the
Yeah, so
edge.
this is possible in our current format, but not as practical because these 1/1 lines are really weird without the Ditto Prism Star. Like, they can be awkward.
Because it essentially makes everything a a two, like a 2-1 or a 2-3 or a three
Hmm.
three or a 3-2. Pardon.
Yeah.
Um, this is the first. Because I know we haven't looked at a Zoroark deck yet. This is the first instance of
Yeah, I
Elm,
actually
which
just
is
wrote that one in
nice.
my notes.
This is the first instance of Elm, and they're playing. So they are playing they're playing 160 HP Lycanroc or
Yeah,
Rockruff,
yeah,
and they're playing 170 HP
yeah.
Lycanroc.
And then also note, just in case anyone forgot, even though Ditto Prism Star is a Prism Star, it only has 40 HP, so it is searchable by Elms. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Slugma there is not a 60 HP Slugma. You're either stuck with 70 or
Mm-hmm.
80 HP.
Mm-hmm.
Sneasel, I believe they played the 60. Yeah, they played the 60 HP from Celestial Storm.
I think it because it'll either you're either playing against a fighting deck and you're kind of up a creek, or you're okay. Like, I think that's the thought process behind it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I think the thought process is either the elm is going to stick and you're going to be all right,
You
or
lost.
or or your gameplay has changed. But the thing is, they're only playing one elm.
Yeah. So, no Lily.
So let's run through the trainers with me. So we've got four Cynthia,
Yeah.
four
Or Cynthia
Judge,
for Judge. We
three
can
Goose.
stop there. So, Jimmy Pendarvis played the 4 Judge Zoroark list, but he didn't play 4 Cynthia along with it. And he also played
Okay.
multiple Lilies.
Are you talking about in
Yeah.
Philly?
But he was also
What place did he get?
ninth. He bubbled out of
Ninth place.
top
Okay.
8.
All
It
right. I
was the
wasn't.
same list that Joey Rudiger played to a day 2 and Azul played as well to like points. I think he got the same top 256 or something. But so that's 8 shuffle draws, which we have not been seeing in this new format in Zoroark decks.
No.
Um,
I think most people are relying on Lily because just, I guess, the initial effect of it is just really good.
yeah,
But as a personal note, I'm not a huge fan of
yeah,
Lily. No, some decks are playing 3. I think Rukan was playing 4, if I'm not
he might
mistaken.
have been.
Um, I just think it's a very underwhelming, with no hand disruption, no N in the format. Lily becomes more and more of a dead card the more we
In
go,
Zoroark decks
or the more
especially.
yeah, because I was testing with a friend playing a altered version of Xander's list, and I had 12 cards in hand, and 3 of them were lilies. Good enough. I had Cynthia, but to that point, you have 3 dead cards in your hand.
Yeah. Like lilies are always getting
Um,
traded after like turn 3 when I play Zoroark.
Tap turn 3. Jumping down to so we've got 2 Acerola. So the 4 4 that's a little out of the ordinary. 3 Guzma, that's not bad
You're
because this
playing
is
Rock.
a like
Yeah.
yeah, you have a gust effect. 2 Acerola, that's fine. 1 Elm seemed fishy to me because if we jump down to
Yeah, I
Nest
saw
Ball,
that.
he's playing 1 Nest
So
Ball.
1 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball. That's it for ball. So 5. And then 1 Elm. So like that's kind of like playing 4 Ultra Ball, 1 Bridget, uh 1 Nest Ball, I guess, in our previous
I mean,
format. And he's
yeah,
also only
really,
playing
but
2 Lele, so his out potential to Elm's Lecture is 7, including itself, which isn't that
yeah,
great. So I guess
it's
I don't know. It's weird.
it, it is weird. It's definitely weird. I mean, it got
Got sixth.
uh, uh got sixth place, so it must have, out of what, like 1,200
Yeah, so it
people,
must have been consistent.
it must have been consistent. He's playing 4DC 4 unit, one
Yeah.
fighting.
Oh, and also note that he's playing counter game, which is busted with Lycanroc.
What is that? You can
You're
you can GX move for a fighting.
yeah.
If you're behind, you can GX move for a
You can
fighting.
rise speeding for
You
fighting.
can for a or for a yeah for a fighting. You can just for a single
Yeah.
attachment. Um, it's a great. He was playing one of them. It just seems a lot. There's a lot of one offs. There's one Elm, one Kukui,
The
one
one nest
Nest
ball makes me
Ball.
feel like why even play it personally? Like just play a second Elms. And especially like you're not playing Lily. Like I really like the 12 balls when you're playing Lilies and like you can try to
Mm-hmm.
just hit like two Great Ball, two Nest Ball in turn 1. But with one Nest
Mm-hmm.
Ball, no Lily, your turn 1 is looking like probably a Cynthia. Probably even a Judge
And
maybe if that's what you land with.
yeah, you'd be damned if you have to play a Judge turn
Yeah.
one.
So, and also, like a lot of the American Zoroark lists, only two Lele. No other way to search Lele other than Ultra Ball, because they're not playing Mysterious Treasure
Mm-hmm.
or Great Ball. Um,
Um, I wonder, are there stream matches for this?
I don't know if this one's featured in any, but I'll have to check.
That's because I would love to see this
6,
played because it just
17.
seems like you're constantly going on by the skin of your
So there's
teeth.
10.
Because in our,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. Skin,
go ahead,
skin of your
go ahead.
teeth. No, you're good. I can hold my thought. I wrote it down.
Um, yeah, we're holding it by the skin of your teeth. I guess. Um, I'm looking at this list, and they're playing. Okay, so you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Are you counting basic Pokemon?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 12
Because that
basic
was what I
Pokemon.
was just about to bring up when I interrupted you. So they're
Okay,
so
cool. So we're on the
yeah,
same page.
exactly. They're playing 10 basics that aren't Lele. Um, so let's say you don't start Lele, you have 10 basics and a 4 out of 10 chance, 1 out of 2 out of 5 chance that you're starting Zorua. Um, really bad if you start Ditto Prism Star because that can be energy drive, even if you don't have an energy on it. I was thinking, oh, maybe he's not playing Nest Ball because there's a lot of basics, but 12 basics, including 2 Lele, isn't like unheard of.
It's just an odd. Again, this is just an odd.
The 4 Judge, like, there's so many things I want to cut and just slap like more Elms and another Lele in there.
Another. I'd be content with. I'm content with two Lele
Okay.
in here. But I would cut the second Judge. I guess we have to look at it from what other people are playing in this format. But they still. I mean, Um, they have Sightseer or Looker, whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's called Sightseer.
What's Sightseer? Yeah, they have Sightseer. Um, it's just odd.
I
It's
don't
really
see the
odd.
need for 4 Judge. Maybe they were expecting a lot of Zoroark mirrors and they wanted to always set them back to a 4
Mm-hmm.
card hand. I don't know. Okay, let's not
But
spend
I
too much
mean,
time on the Zoroark.
yeah.
It's interesting, but we'll have to see how
Let's
it
look
works.
at
7th place.
yeah, 7 foot. We can touch on that real quick because it is just another variant of uh.
Buzzwole GX Ninetales.
Yep,
So
it's
they're
just.
playing the 3 Lele again, like we saw, and they're playing
Mm-hmm.
2 Lycia. And they're also playing
Oh,
1 Lusamine Prism Star.
Lusamine Prism
Yeah,
Star.
I have that up on the screen.
Oh, cool. You can only play this card if you're. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
pretty interesting. So the 2 Lycia, I guess, since they're playing 4 Buzzwole GX, 2 Buzzwole, and 3 Lele, their optimal turn 1, I guess, isn't Beacon, even though they're playing 3 alone Vulpix. I guess their optimal. I guess they have two types of turn 1. They either have you go Beacon if you need to set up, or you go Lele,
Mhm.
Lycia, Prism Energy, Diancie Prism, and you get an 80-30 turn 1. which I like. Two really great
Mm-hmm.
types of turn one. And you have 9 of your Pokemon are those 3 Vulpix, 2 Baby Buzz, 4 Buzzwole GX. So you have a really good start
Mm-hmm.
of having your ideal start.
So what I do like about this and what how this is developing is, unlike a Zoroark deck, a Zoroark variant,
Hmm.
period, um, you always have something to do turn one. You're jet
Hmm.
punching, you're sledgehammering,
Beacon.
you're beaconing, um, and pretty much start Lele. I mean,
You have
shit,
two. You have
energy
two
drive.
switches, 2 Guzmas.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like, basically, don't start a Rangaroo, don't start Lele,
You're
and
good
you're
to
good to
go.
go.
The only thing I am not a huge fan of is 7 fighting energy because they're playing 4 units. Uh, so like I understand why they're playing the 7 fighting energy, but I would kind of like to see maybe an 8th or ninth fighting energy or an energy recycle system.
Hmm.
Just because you're playing 3 B string, Alolan Ninetales is partially there for the custom catcher, partially there for the B string. This is actually the first we've seen of custom
Yeah,
catcher, so I'm gonna pull that up.
that is correct. Okay. For anyone who doesn't know, it works like it's got a puzzle effect. One draw until you have 3 cards in hand. Play 2. It's a Lysander.
Yeah,
It's just a free
yeah.
Lysander.
So basically, you get to play old school catcher without the flip. If you play 2 of these, if anyone like if anyone is like me and they've played since Stormfront, you'll remember Pokeblower. If you played 2 Pokeblowers at one time, it was the same as custom catcher.
Cool.
Yeah, and they play Oranguru here. I like that. The 3/2 Alolan Ninetales. You're probably going to get to use 2 Alolan Ninetales each game, hopefully. 4
Hmm.
choice bands, so you're always doing as much damage as possible. Yeah, seems really good. It seems like a classic Buzzwole deck, even if you just start Buzzwole Energy, the Prism Star, you're off to the races because you're putting so much damage out.
I'm just looking at the top 8 because since we've looked at top 8 mostly, um, uh, why this was 7 instead of top 4. I'm looking at the
Yeah.
matchups where, it probably was just how it played out, and especially if their top, you said, was it their top 8 or their top 4 was a best of one, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
saw top 4 as best of one. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to go back and look at that. I'll mention that in a future video if I was wrong or not. But I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that all of their matches were best of one. And also note that they don't play best 2 out of 3 all day during Swiss either. They play, I think, 12 rounds of best of one instead of 9 rounds of best of 3.
I was not aware of
Oh,
that.
okay. That's also how it used to be in America.
Okay. I've only been playing since I started playing the June of when Steam Siege was
Okay.
released. So I
So
think
like
Steam Siege
3 years
was
ago,
out.
maybe 4 years ago.
It was 16. It was summer
Okay.
16, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
that sounds about right.
So I don't know much about old
Yeah, yeah,
formats or old competitive
yeah.
formats, as you might. So yeah, that's just a straightforward. Um, it's just a variation of the number 3
Yeah,
list.
so the
Um,
eighth place list is weird.
Number 8.
3 Tapu Koko promos in a Buzzwole deck with 4 DCE.
Okay.
Excuse
I
me?
guess the thought process was just, let's see how many times we can flying
Yeah,
flip.
and they're playing the DCE for Lycanroc, which I'm a fan of. A lot of Buzzrock decks have been doing that.
That's cool. I I think, if I'm not mistaken, um, Israel,
Yeah,
Sosa,
yeah,
right?
yeah, he did that.
He did that
Uh,
at World this
he did, and
year.
then Zach Bokari played 3 in his Philly list that he got day 2 with.
Mhm. Yeah. I watched the Israel game.
Okay,
That was an unfortunate game. Um, anyways, they're playing.
and they're playing Shuckle GX.
They're playing Shuckle
Shuckle
GX. I don't
GX.
even know what that
We're gonna
does.
look at it right now.
Oh, it's the one that can. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was totally hyped on this card when I saw it. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon done by attacks of your opponent's Pokemon with 2 or less energy attached. So it can't be hit. So like I have a friend who loves playing just meme stuff. Like he likes playing like his idea was quad shuckle GX, hammers, acerolas, max pots, blah 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 blah. Um oh he also wanted to play with the Sun and Moon snakes, the survivor.
Yeah.
So
Poison.
you're poisoned 50 per turn, plus blah blah
I
blah.
wonder what
But
this was for. I've seen people in Japan splashing this in just because they don't have a good GX attack in their deck. And this GX attack's solid for a colorless, but this deck has 2 great GX attacks, so that can't be it
yeah,
here.
why on earth? So like let's think. Okay, so like
What deck does this lose to that plays with only 1 energy at a time? Like, you're already good against Zoroark, right?
it stops
Because that can
Blacephalon.
just rack up energy.
No, I'm saying it stops Blacephalon early because you have to attach 3 to the Blacephalon. It stops Zoroark because they would have to attach.
But you're a
more than
Buzzwole
one.
deck.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I get that. I'm just running through my
Yeah.
head the things that the shuffle
Not
stops.
Malamar.
Not Malamar. No, Malamar just accelerates energy.
Not Rayquaza.
It stops Beastbox.
Naganadel, right? But
Yeah, it
doesn't stop
Naganadel.
Stack Attack
It
or
stops-
Duskmane, Necrozma GX.
Can you pull up how many decks played Shuckle? Like, is there a statistic for what cards played
Let's
Shuckle?
see. Statistics. Average card counts. No, but you can see. You can look at an archetype and see which, like the average amount of what card in that archetype. So I'm looking. None of the Zoroarks played Shuckle. None of the Malamars played Shuckle. One of the Blacephalon Naganadels played Reshiram GX.
I don't want to talk about that card.
No Shuckle. There's probably a better way to do this. There's a Zoroark Garbodor that played Shuckle. The Zoroark Garbodor played Shuckle and Sigilyph GX. Well, that's going to be for another video, probably.
Call me crazy. I like Sigilyph.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see what it does now that I brought it up.
Oh my god! All right, I'll let you. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll let you figure it out.
Yeah, I want to look at Sigilyph. Let's see what it placed as well. This is it? Yeah. So 170 HP. If this is your active Pokemon and gets damaged by an attack of your opponent's Pokemon EX or GX, put damage counters on the attacking Pokemon equal to the amount of damage the attack did to this Pokemon. Okay, and Intercept GX 60 for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, and its first attack swings 80 for energy CE. Huh. They play 1 spell tag.
Alright, I'm back. Did you figure out what this Sigilyph
I've
does?
read it. It's interesting. I'm gonna save it for the second half of this video though, because I'm gonna put a pause in just a second when we're done looking at the 8th place list.
Okay.
But yeah, 8th place, it just looks like, so I guess the Tapu Koko, if they start it, it's a good starter because it's free retreat. Then you just retreat into a Buzzwole and start swinging, or you flying flip if you get the DCE.
I think maybe the thought process is kill a Coco. Okay, Beast
right? And then you one-shot everything because of all the Coco spread, right? And then the Shuckle GX is just a mystery. We'll have to just ask him what he was thinking.
GX is in the old Shuckle don't mess or Fuckle don't mess with Shuckle.
Yeah, I don't know what Shuckle's in here for. Okay, guys, so that was the top 8 lists. I'm gonna call this video here because we just talked about those lists for almost an hour. But in the next video, or the next installment of Let's Look at Japanese Lists, we'll look at some of the other ones. Be sure to stop by flipsidegaming.com, use my coupon code CELIO, all caps, for 10% off. And check out my articles on there. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks to Justin for being on this video. Say bye to the people, Justin.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Alright, thanks, guys.